It's my theory or thought that, based off the premise that Muhammad doesn't exist, the belief is that the messenger or Rasul is one who fills the role as Mahdi. Therefore, the Mahdi is like a pope or the messenger, right, of God on earth as a papal role. Therefore, the Rasul, the Nabi, the Mahdi, the Muhammad, if you will, is an earthly role that must be fulfilled in every generation, like the exiliarch was, who is referenced as a Mahmad, which is now a historical fact based off of inscriptions and coins. J. Smith, Mel, all those guys go into that. Or rather, a pre-Mahmad, a pre-Messiah, like someone who actually was to fulfill the role that was already fulfilled in the Gospels and by historical fact by John the Baptist, like the messenger who comes before the Messiah. It's a messianic heresy. So those are my 4 logical steps into the theory of, if Muhammad doesn't exist, it's an honorific term. It's fulfilled by other people, like perhaps Salman ibn Farsi, which apparently he's present. He's a companion. And who are these companions of Muhammad? It's just a term. It's almost as if it's a name for somebody. But seeing that it's correlation with some Muslims who have let out of the bag that it's supposed to be the Holy Spirit, that's really crazy to me, which means it's a messianic heresy. Also seeing those other references that are definitely plagiarisms, like the Holy Land being reserved for Muslims, and which is taken from the Psalms, and sometimes the Psalms are actually quoted as well. And the word from Makkah in, I forget which surah it is, but it's referred to as Baka in the Quran in one place. Leads me to just see that the whole thing is just completely plagiarized and it's just bunk as a religion. But anyway, I digress. We might be seeing the heretical Arabic version offshoot of Messianic heresy that was quelched in the 11th century by, guess who? The Abbasids. How they executed the last exiliarch named Hezekiah the exiliarch. And at this time that Hezekiah was around, was the last widely recognized exiliarch. At this time, the Abbasid Caliph in Baghdad was Caliph al-Qa'im bin Amr Allah, whose reign was approximately 1031 to 1075 AD, in and around the time of the influence of the Persian Iranian Empire at this time. Sometime around 1040 AD is when this exiliarch is executed, and this whole-scale movement that was pre-rabbinical Judaism began. This is around the same time as Avicenna. Is it conceivable then, and here's my final thought on the whole theory, that when the Arabs came to power, they overthrew the remaining of the exiliarchs? And I mean, we're talking almost 1,000 years, like 980 something years after the fall of Jerusalem, in AD 70 by the Roman Emperor Titus, which, by the way, is a major human historical event in the timeline of history. And in their place, in the Arabs, in the exiliarch's place, the Arabs established their own messianic heresy, seen, interestingly, through the Herodian line. Islamic Origins has spoken in depth greatly on this. I think he did Mel did like a 3 or 4 part series, which I think I'm going to put in the description below this video. I'm going to find it and do that. As a note, and I'm referencing Mel from Islamic Origins now, Suleiman the Great was supposed to fill the role as the Islamic Solomon, and bringing the Turkish version of the Islamic restoration in their narrative through the form of some messianic reign, as his name, Suleiman the Great, alludes. Interestingly enough, and if this is the case, this Mahmad, this Muhammad, this Rasul Mahdi, all end up being consolidated into one person as like a pseudo-manifestation of the divine office on earth. That's heresy. It has the lunacy of hyper-messianicism written all over it, and could be why Islam is a conundrum for many in academia and in this common square today too.